We are joined today with Captain Abhishek Nadkarni from Pier 7 Aviation. Welcome, Captain Abhishek.
Thank you.
We just wanted to know more about Pier 7 Aviation.
Pier 7 Aviation is established in Sharjah Safe Zone. It's been established for last 9 years, was established in 2014, and we inducted our first simulator Boeing 737 Classic in the year 2015. And later on we added with the Airbus 320, which was in the year 2015 again, and expanded to have a Boeing 747 Combi simulator, which is a very unique product all over the world, and was inducted in the year 2021. I joined this company in 2021 November, and we have expanded exponentially since then. I have inducted 3 more simulators now. We now currently have 6 simulators. 3 of them are Airbus A320s.
Yeah.
Then we have one 737 Classic, one 737 NG, which we recently bought from Oman Air, and we bought a brand new A320 simulator from CAE, which was installed last year. So currently we have 6 simulators.
That's really wonderful. What we are seeing, we are talking to, most of the airlines are into an expansion mode. But that also means that there is a shortage for pilots across the world, and specifically in the Middle East, when there are so many new airlines which are being launched here specifically in the last 2 years.
See, there is a huge demand for pilots globally, not just in the Middle East but globally, with highest number being Asia Pacific, then being North America, Europe, and then Middle East. I think from a recent report from one of the big manufacturers of the simulators and a big player in the training department, they have come out with a review that we at Middle East alone might need up to 28,000 pilots, for which a huge amount of training is required. And this pilot demand has not just grown because of the growing airlines. There's a lot of senior pilots who are in the age group of from say 50 to 60 and 65, and who are expected to retire in next 5 to 10 years. See, getting an employee on board is itself a big task. It is not just inducting somebody and asking him to fly the aeroplane. He has to undergo trainings, a lot of trainings. Every time a pilot changes an airline or an operator, they have to undergo a course called OCC, Operator Conversion Course, which is in itself is a big thing. And these people retiring and the training requirements, there is a big scarcity of skilled labor in all the departments of aviation, not just pilots, also cabin crews, engineers, ground staff. Even the civil aviation authorities are finding it difficult to keep skilled people in their for themselves to do inspections.
But what is Pier 7 doing to resolve these challenges? Are you investing heavily other than simulators in other technologies?
Right now we are only investing in pilot training simulators, and we have expanded from having 3 simulators in 2021 to being now having 6 simulators. We have one more empty bay which will be filled by the first quarter of next year. We are in plans of that. We have a lot of land available in the same facility. We are planning to expand more in pilot training as well as cabin crew training, but we have not taken firm decisions yet. But by 2025 you will see that Pier 7 would have been grown, if not twice, at least 1.5 times more than what it is today.
That's interesting. How many pilots from your institute they get certified, and which are the major airlines where they are being absorbed?
Currently we are doing a lot of training for the Indian subcontinent. We do a lot of training for India. We have trained more than 450 pilots last year. This year we target to do at least 600 pilots to be trained to do type ratings on Airbus 320s and the Boeing 737s for India, for Middle East, and for Europe.
That's interesting to know. What fleet do you have? What likely is the number you want to induct in the near future?
As I said, we have 3 Airbus A320s, and we have one Boeing 737 Classic, one Boeing 747-400, and one Boeing 737 NG. So we are in the midst of adding more Boeing 737 NGs and probably some business aviation, because even business aviation is picking up the way commercial aviation is picking up. Even business aviation is picking up with high demand for pilots and cabin crew in that sector as well. So we are planning to expand our facility and at the same time have a lot of business aviation training for Falcons, for citations, we are planning to have one of those simulators and for helicopters as well.
And
So that's in the pipeline. By the end of 2024 or the early first and second quarter of 2025, we will be inducting some business jet simulators and some helicopter simulators.
You have highlighted that you have got 6 simulators and all. So when we look at the USP of Pier 7, what is that USP?
The USP is we are too small to cater to your personal requirements, and we are too big to give you all the training you need for being a pilot.
So, and how do you differentiate that you are too big to cater you to your complete requirement?
Because we have a wide variety of simulators, We also have Airbus, we also have Boeings. We have Boeing again 737, as I said, all 3 variants, classic, NG, and the Boeing 747-400. And Airbus A320 is the widely used aeroplane, so we also cater to that. So that's why I said too small to cater to your private personalized requirements, and too big to cater to your aviation pilot training or cockpit training.
And how do you see, when the students come, where do you see the most of the students coming in? Are they from the Middle East region, or do you see them coming from the Indian subcontinent?
No, we have
or the Asian subcontinent.
We have Indian students also.
Yeah.
We are doing a lot of training for Kazakhstan also. We have other airlines from Afghanistan. We have airlines from Europe. We are currently undergoing evaluation from a European big airline. We will soon be signing a contract with them, so we'll be doing type ratings for them. We have very recently started training for Air Arabia also. Air Arabia comes for their recurrent training to us. So slowly we are expanding, and hopefully by 2024 you will see us very prominently on the map of UAE giving training for the aviation industry.
We look forward to that. So what is the year-on growth of revenues we are looking at it?
Revenues, we have almost doubled our revenues from 2021 to 22, and then 23 we expect to double it again. And this is just because after the COVID, which has hit not just the aviation industry, but it hit the aviation industry, the world stopped for a bit. Yes. And that's why everybody was. But again, aviation industry, the one which has jumped back most swiftly after the COVID. People are traveling, countries are opening up slowly. Initially, domestic carriers who were small fleet carriers, they started coming back to their pre-COVID terms because people started traveling inter-countries, domestic travel. And now that every country is slowly opening up, rebuilding their infrastructure, now international travel is also going up. North America, Europe, they have already come back to pre-COVID times. 2023, they are already back. Middle East is expected to be back in 2024. And I think Asia Pacific and Africa is expected to be back online pre-COVID by 2025.
So we are looking for good times ahead.
100% yes, because people are traveling, airlines are buying aircrafts, big numbers of airplanes are being signed by different airlines all over the world. Everybody is growing. So with that growth definitely comes the requirement of training, and that's how Pier 7 is growing as well.
That's wonderful. Just we'll wrap up our interview. So one message if you would like to say to the young talent of today's world.
I have known that the Emirates Aviation University has inducted more people, more students into engineering background and aeronautics than ever before. About 20 years back, aviation industry was the one which was the most handsomely paid. Nowadays, other jobs also pay you. But the glamour and the reason that you get to travel cannot be bought with any other airline. So aviation industry and this young talent go hand in hand. Everybody wants to be wearing a smart uniform of a pilot and walking down the aisle to go to fly that aeroplane. Every young person is also interested to wear that uniform of a cabin crew and go to work and travel places. You get to travel with work. What better can you ask for? Same goes for the engineers. They wear a uniform, smart uniforms, walk to work. They carry the name of their companies. When you wear a uniform of Emirates Airlines and you're walking, you carry the name of that airline. It's not just yourself. You benefit more from the company name than the company actually benefits from you at the end of the day. It's a combined effort for every employee, yes. But then, especially in the Middle East, if you see, every airline, every big airline gives so much more perks to all the employees that you cannot compare this to any other industry.
So you say that, like, especially the pilots and the cabin crew, there is a lot of people who are interested to join.
See, the biggest thing is aviation industry is not a static industry. It's dynamic.
Yeah.
Every time you travel, you will have different passengers. You don't see the same faces every day. You interact with new people. What does the young generation want? They want to know more people. That's how you make PR. That's how you do. How many times do you expect that? Do you think that any big airline, the same first officer or captain flies with each other? Maybe once in 6 months. You learn different cultures. You learn different religions. So aviation industry is such that you will not have the same passenger every day. Your customer is different every day.
Yep.
So it's not a monotonous industry. It's not a static industry. For a pilot landing in London every day, the winds are not the same. The runway conditions are not the same. The temperatures are not the same. The aircraft might not be the exactly same. Every aircraft type has different variants. Engineers, they don't have the same problem on the same, aircraft every morning. They have a different problem. They are challenging situations. Cabin crew, loading staff, they are not loading the same baggage every day. It's the same kind of baggage, but not the same baggage. There are dangerous goods. There are just animals. There is passenger bags. At times, even big airlines carry a lot of cargo in their bellies. So that is there. So you have a very wide range of work to do and dealing with different people. Check-in counter. They don't meet the same people every day. So you see, your customer is not the same every day. So the work culture in aviation is not static, it's dynamic. So that's what I think a young talent wants, and that's what they are getting in aviation. And I'm sure everybody wants to join aviation.
That's wonderful to know. And thank you very much for joining us here today.
It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. Thank you very much.